For over 15 years, the Nation Network has brought you the greatest wrestling action anywhere. The best of the past, the present, and the future. And now, with 2K22, we take the next step together as a nation. Oh, yeah! What you gonna do, man, when the Nation Network runs wild on you? From the channel that has brought you some of the most memorable fan-fed moments over the last 17 years, the Nation Network now gives you the opportunity to show your support for the nation. Choose one of the three following designs as your favorite, posted in the comments below, and that may very well be the first shirt rolled out to support the Nation Network. Here's your opportunity to get behind the nation. Join the Nation Network.
Nation Network! What's going on? Hey, it's CVV, Chris Van Vliet, and you guys are crushing it. I want to send you a big pre-congratulations on the 2,000 subscribers that you are so close to hitting. 2K22 is unbelievable, and I love that everybody's kind of jumping on board here and realizing how great the content that you're putting out is. So for the community, a big thank you for being part of the Nation Network, and you guys are just getting started. Woo! Keep it going.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Nation Network. I am your host, Vince McSham. I planned on taking the day off, but 2K had different plans in mind. So, in case you're not aware, the next patch has dropped, which is 1.07. And we're going to take a look at this together here. Actually, I've got something to upload real quickly. I thought I did this already. My bad. And that is the patch notes. We're going to look at it together if you haven't seen them already. Let me just grab this real quick and go like this. Hope everybody's having a great day, depending on what this actually does, because from what I've read so far, it doesn't address any of the issues we really give a shit about. But I'm hoping that maybe it just got lost in the small print, which I don't know why they would leave certain things out, and that's the wrong thing. Let's see. Let me go back here one more time. That's what I'm looking for. Mercy. That is oversized. That's what she said. That's more like it. All right, let's take a look at the patch notes together, shall we? So it says in general. Anytime it says in general, that means there might be a lot more to it than that. Could be a little more to it. Could be nothing more to it. We don't know until we get in and find out. Most everything that we see here is addressing online play. It's talking about the number of renders on a created wrestler, crashing things. It does not address some of the issues that we're all concerned with, which does it fix the universe crash mode issues? And most importantly, I am shocked that it's not mentioning, we're going to test, that it does or does not correct the issue with championship belts being black. I thought for sure with the second patch, which this now is, that this would be an issue that would be addressed and fixed. If it's not, that tells me that it's a bigger problem than they can handle right now. Because that's something that people, granted, you want your online play to work, I get it, but it's been, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks? Just saying. D-Train in the house.
Patchamania runner wild, brother.
Dude, you give me all these ideas for more and more shirts. JDN, welcome. Oh, wait a minute. JDN reporting live on the scene says, finally, I can add all my renders in now. If you smell what JDM is cooking, I can smell it. Well, I am happy to hear it's helping you. That's one down. Andrew, what's up? Darius Ritchie, welcome aboard. And I also just downloaded the patch. Like I said, I was taking the day off. I was just going to tweak a roster, spend an hour or so, and then I see you must update to the latest version. I was like, ooh, we got us a patch. So let's dive in, and I am sure, I'm confident that they did not. That's where I'm betting my money. Did not fix the issue with the title belts. We're going to find out right away. Yeah, I picked up Sean Spears yesterday, and I am sure it's the same one because this thing is really well done. Whoa, what's this? I don't do the faction thing, man. That's just crap for me. The only thing about this game that I personally have a use for is Universe, and it still ain't working 100%. So if you're not fixing Universe, I don't want to hear your crap. But let's go and take a look at a belt or two and see what happens. All right, now I can test something for you, but trust me, that does not mean you're not going crazy, so we can't rule it out altogether, but I'll test it for you. What you got? Are you sure it's just, you have to have certain criteria to reverse any move, though. You have to have the health bar at a certain position. I'll be happy to give it a whirl. I'm just saying. It's like I couldn't get a tag team finisher to happen but like 1 or 2 times in an entire match with the same 2 guys. And it only worked for one of the 2, even though they both share the finisher maneuver. So I'm not sure if it was strictly a matter of the meters weren't where they needed to be, which I've got the HUDs hidden, so I wouldn't even know. It just seemed odd to me that only one half, like Dax was the only one able to do it. Cash never did get the opportunity. Thank you, D-Train. You keep them rolling in, buddy. Just keep them rolling in. All right, so let's see. It doesn't matter. We'll go here first. I'm going to do what I do every day when I first log on. That is to check all my favorite people and see if they've done anything recent. Got those guys yesterday. Ooh, look at this. Who did this one? I should have looked at the name first. Hacksaw House. He's been doing some really good work. Now, the one I got, I like, but his face is a little weird. But at the same time, I still like him. So what I'm going to do is download this. I'll do a comparison. And worst case scenario, this will give me a second attire that I'll steal and then delete if I have to. There is an Attitude Era version of The Rock that's available if they haven't taken it down yet, which was in the save files that one of the mods posted up there. So you can grab him if he's still existing. They may have pulled him already. I'm not sure. I'm happy with all the variations I have. That's probably him right there. Yep, he's still there. Shovan Muhammad, the guy that we use. Shovan Ahmed. Shovan Ahmed. I'm trying to get his name right, but geez, not easy. And I thought I might see Blade up there by now, but nothing happened in there. Let me do a quick search for Blade and see if anyone has done a good Blade. And then we're going to grab a belt and see if it's just black. Go to our most downloaded. Welcome aboard, everybody. Hey, do me a quick favor. If you don't mind, click that like button below. It does help push us out there in front of more eyes. Ooh, is that the Blade? I don't know. Who did this? Slow motion. Not familiar with his work. This actually doesn't look terrible. I'm giving the upvote. I kind of want to wait and see what happens with the other guy's creation that made the Butcher, because I mean, obviously that Butcher is better than this one. I can tell from the thumbnail. Not to be mean, just calling it like it is. Baron Blade. Oh, I never did grab him. I almost wonder if I want to. I don't have room for any more though. That's oh yeah. And if they come with no clothes on like that, you can't add clothes. If it's any of the My Rise characters and they come without clothes on, it's because you can't add any attire to them. So for some people, that's not a big deal. For me, I don't have a use for that. Blade looks a lot like Suicide, doesn't he? Maybe you couldn't put the word Suicide down. Oh, look at this. This Blade looks a little tighter. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that one better. Go ahead, we'll take it. I'll take it, said the man. Let's keep pushing them like buttons. See if we can't get this thing up to 20 quick, man. 30 minutes, we can do it. Also, make sure you're following me on Twitter. I am posting stuff on Twitter on a daily basis, including a heads up when we're going to be going live, so you get a little warning ahead of time that way. I will have a lot of content there that will hit sometimes hours, sometimes days before I stream it. I'll be putting clips not just from my channel, but from other things wrestling oriented. Perhaps some news flashes of things you hadn't heard before. D-Train. At least, unlike WWE, I can come up with something that's actually creative. And that's true. We have a more creative community than anything they've got in the back over at WWE. Hell, just that Cody storyline from a few days ago. I was trying to locate which stream that was on the other day, and I couldn't find it. And Daryl Pierce says the belt's not fixed, which I'm not shocked about that. D-Train, I am happy to know that that helped you. That's one of my favorite videos to do is call creations and hunting them down, and those that I find that I like a lot, sharing them with you guys as to where they're from. Because, again, it's one of the greatest things about this game, and what keeps it cool is these guys make stuff that's oftentimes better than what the game would have produced anyway. And when you can freshen your roster at the drop of a hat, it just really makes the gameplay, it makes it spicier, it makes you want to get back in again. They got the masked attacker now. I wonder if you take that off, if you can take the mask off. I'm presuming this is from the My Rise and not that somebody just made one. But like I said, I've already got to get rid of some of mine when it comes to the... All right, we're good on that. Let's go grab us a belt. Even though I know it's not fixed, we're going to make it official right here. Let's go with most downloaded, shall we? Actually, you know what? No, most recent, because if there was anything repaired, then I would think it... See, here's what I wonder. I wonder if let's say they do fix this patch at some point in time. I wonder if the stuff that's been uploaded prior to the repair will be impacted. In other words, will you now be able to see this stuff? Or do you have to download something that has been uploaded after the patch? I know it's a lot to unpack, but I think you follow along. So we're going to grab the WWE Undisputed Championship. This is what they'll be fighting for on WrestleMania Day. I'm just making that up, but it sounds good. The Royal Championship Champion. That's kind of a cool-looking belt. Both of these are cool looking. We'll start with this one because I can probably replicate this one myself. I like that. Looks clean. All right, so the WWE Undisputed. Oh, D-Train, you're too kind. Well, again, I was making these things for a long time. It's the first year I'm not doing any. First year. And while I got better, and I still think I do some of it really well, I just don't. If I do old school wrestlers, I'm good with that. You know, I can get a good face scan together, and I'm getting better at that every time. And their attires are pretty simple, because the good thing about old school wrestlers is they just wore trunks, and, you know, like Paul Orndorff had a little bit of a detailed robe, but it's not hard to replicate. But guys like Santana and Putski, and the list goes on, generally had tights and a jacket. And you didn't have to do a whole lot of artwork. You didn't have to go and get clip art and paste it in. Maybe like Santana had the little hat that would go on the back, the sombrero that would go on the back of the trunks. But I've got that already. I have my own library of ping images that I'll bring in if I need them. And same thing with my face scans. I keep those. But I'm just not finding myself doing that this year. So, and I know it ain't going to work, but let me get a look at that. I wish I could zoom in a little more and see. Well, here's the thing, though. I want to see something else, too, while I'm at it, because I haven't got anything left from anything downloaded. Even if it won't show, I want to know if I still have the images to work off of, which I should. Because then I can make it myself. As long as I have the image, all I got to do is put a plate down, and then I can go over the top of the plate. Yeah, there is an absolutely epic Vladimir Kozlov. I mean, dadgummit, this thing is amazing. And I don't have anywhere to put him or anywhere to use him right now. That's a good idea of teaming him up with Miro. Matter of fact, they should even think about that. Let's, Kozlov. I know he's one of the creators that's added to my favorites list. I just don't remember which one. There he is in all his glory. Cross the Boss. Yeah, not as good. So this is the one right here you want. And this thing looks spectacular. You can get some good heat with him right now, I bet. And then if we go over here to check out his other work, you will see that he knows his stuff. Oh, that's where David Arquette came from. Okay. Got a really good Finley. Again, really good facial scans. Got Primo. Agent 47. Boomer Sooner, Jim Ross, and some more Kozlovs. So again, this guy's done really good work, and part of it is the fact that he gets really good face scans, and that's a huge part of having a great-looking Kaw. And he's got that down pat. All right, let's go check out the belts. I don't play online matches, so none of this online stuff is going to mean squat to me. I get the fact that for 2K, they're all about online play, that they really need that. And there's a lot of people that actually do want to watch. I've watched videos of some of these, top streamers when it comes to online play. It's not, doesn't look like a wrestling match. It's like everyone's punching and kicking and trying to grab, and it's sloppy is what it looks like. It just doesn't look like a wrestling match at all. So All right, Creations Championship. We're going to... Well, first we're going to go to edit and see if it shows up in edit mode. Now, if it shows up in edit mode... There's this one. Where's the other? Okay, that one's right above it. Let's go to edit, see if it shows. Okay, it does show up in edit mode, and it's on a plate. All right, so that's probably going to work. It's a good belt. I like it a lot. And actually, I hope the real Undisputed Championship title, I'm assuming they're going to come up with a new belt for WrestleMania for the unification. And I hope it looks like something like that. You know, something that looks like a real belt instead of that stupid W. I'd almost take the spinner back over that. I said almost. All right, let's take a look at the Royal Championship because I got a feeling. Oh, that's on a plate too. Nice. Well, then these ought to both work fine. Man, this is some really clean looking stuff, though. I like it. Isn't that a nice looking belt? Good color scheme. Well done. All right, well, those will obviously work because they're on plates. I thought I was going to grab something without a plate and see if it works. Let's go grab us something without a plate. Yes, I did hear about Border Patrol a couple years back. I think Martel was doing an interview. How in the world they get to Border Patrol, I have no idea. You got a Canadian and you got a Tacula, Mexico. Maybe it's because they're on each border. But so happy they went with Strike Force. That was a favorite tag team of mine. Still is. Loved the music. It was all just perfect. Yes, I actually did see JDN some pictures of Kozlov, and you're right. He is still ripped. He's probably in better shape now than he was. Michael Williams. Hail. Yep, there is a download. Doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot from what's written in the patch notes, unless you're an online player. If you play online, then it may definitely help you out a bit. It has helped a few other people already in this stream with a number of images on a wrestler not crashing anymore and allowing them to use it the way it's supposed to be used. So from that aspect, it has been helping things. But it doesn't look like they have addressed any of the real concerns of the universe mode. So let me grab Impact. I don't have an Impact belt. Or... yeah, I'll take Impact. What the hell? Oop. There you go. Download that. And then let's go and check this out, because I'm pretty sure that's not going to be on a plate. Does not look like it's on a plate, that's for sure. Let's get over here real quick, and we're going to edit. Mason, what's happening? No belt fix demand says, I believe it. I just got to try it myself since I put it in the stream. So there's the Impact X Division Championship. Let's go to edit. Okay, so far it shows up here. There is no plate on that one. Now I'm going to do something here real quick. Nope, nope, nope. We're going to go strap. He's got this in multiple pieces, which that's fine. That's why it looks good. We're going to edit. I hate the fact that it doesn't put you on the piece right away, because now, I don't know if it's in the 512s, 256s, or whatever. I'm going to guess it's in the 512, so I don't think... we're here. We'll check. My guess it's going to be in the 512s. I'm going to change the texture and material and see if that makes any difference, even though I know it won't. But I can at least say we tried. And then I'll post that up, and they can ignore it some more over at 2K. Which, by the way, I didn't see a tweet from them at all about this. I was a little surprised. That's why when I saw my PS4 was telling me to do a recent download or for the newest version, I'm like, yeah, and there's nothing there. I had to go through the main website just to get the patch notes that we had there, and there wasn't much to them, as we saw. All right, let's go this route. And should be right up in here somewhere. Yeah, I'm surprised that it doesn't just send you right to the image logo that you're selecting to change, because it's always done that in the past. And this is one of the negatives that creates a lot more time when you have to do some work on a project like this, or even a created wrestler, same thing. Makes you go hunting, and if you don't know where it's at, it takes even longer. If I knew it for a fact it was in 512, then I probably would have started at the bottom and worked my way up, thinking it'd probably be closer to the end. But you're never sure, so here we go, here we go, here we go. It's ROH. AEW. I'm going to be surprised if it's not in the 512 category. Well, running out of 512. No kidding. And we know it's not there. Is it really? I mean, yeah, I'll be surprised. I mean, everything's possible, right? No, it's not in there either. Well, we're running out of options here, and I cannot believe it's going to be here. But it is. Holy shit. Single material. Oh, he already did vinyl. Well, shit. All right, so I like to go about 12 on mine. Helps it to pop up a little bit. So there's that. Got something in my throat. Let's go ahead and edit this one up, even though I feel like I'm wasting my time right now, but that's all right. Like I said, I'll be able to know that I did what I did. And after this, we'll put it on somebody and just see how black it looks. All right, so there we have it. Does look great once you do the embossing. It really helps it pop up a little bit. He already had the material set to vinyl, which makes it really shine in like a metal plate. There are no plates under it, so we will know very quickly if this is a pass or a fail. Steven Husak, welcome aboard, buddy. Call Wrestling, welcome aboard. I'm good, buddy. How are you doing? Universe modes at the moment. it's still just the titles that you download have to be on. Well, let's put it this way. For a title belt to show up on screen and not just be the black belt, you have to have metal plates under them. You can't get away with what I just downloaded. Now we're going to test it just to prove it, but I've already heard from a few people here in the lobby that it hasn't worked for them. And again, I backed out with an extra push of the button. What wrestling do I plan on watching this weekend? Well, definitely Mania. Yeah. The part that sucks is, unless they've changed it very recently, and one of you guys might be able to tell me, that if you're watching the network, it doesn't allow you, like if I want to wait an hour and a half in and then start watching it so that I can fast forward through a lot of the stuff that I don't want to see, you can't do that until the whole event is over and it's on demand. It's almost like the next day, which I might end up doing that. I might go day one and ignore it until Sunday morning and just, not get on social media at all. I don't know. Or I might only tune in for the last hour and a half of it. I'm not going to sit through all of that. It's just too much. Each day is what, 4 hours? Am I right? I'm not doing 8 hours. Sorry. It was cool seeing Bobby Lashley coming back so soon, and I think him and Omos could be... It's got to be a short match. You don't want to see that go too long, but I think they already screwed the pooch by having him take Omos off his feet on Monday Night Raw free TV. That should have happened on pay-per-view. They should have had a couple of close calls there. Like when he threw that body block or the shoulder tackle that took him down, they actually both went down off of it. He should have just fallen back into the corner or something like that. He shouldn't have gone down. That should have been kind of like Big John Studd. You don't slam him until WrestleMania. So I think they gave that up for free. Currently used Buddy? What do you mean by that? Oh, 3 hours? That's still 6 hours over 2 days. Yakuza, welcome aboard. Johnny Emerson in the house. Glad to have all you guys here. Take a moment to click that like button if you don't mind. It helps me out, helps the stream out. And we're going to go to options here, go to our roster, title management, and we will put a title on that will end up indubitably being a black belt. Impact. Who we want to put that on? Bobby Roode, I think, seems right. Or AJ. What the hell, AJ? All right, going normal. There we go. Steven, there's some stuff on ROH. I want the tag team match. I want to see that. But is that on pay-per-view? Help me with that. Is there a way of watching that free on TV? I don't think so. And I'm not going to pay. There's just not enough there that I care about. The tag team match, I want to see that. And I like the way they dealt with the Deonna Purrazzo issue where they're going to have an interim women's champion. I think that's a good answer. Because that obviously sets up the match between that winner and Deonna Purrazzo. Why do they show the announcer from the back? I never understand why that happens. They don't do that in the Real Deal. What do you guys like better, Thunderdome with the LED screen fans or the live audience? I feel like this novelty is worn off very quickly. And I like this model of Joe with the bushier hair. All right, moment of truth time, even though I already feel pretty confident that we know how this is going to turn out. There's always illegal streams to watch, my man says, which is true. Yeah, I'm not dropping $30. I just don't follow the product enough, and I'm just not. I did $50, I think it was, for CM Punk's return, and that was a great pay-per-view, worth the money. But I haven't bought one since, and I don't plan on getting one. I'm not sure they could put on another pay-per-view that would make me want to part with it. And it's official, it's a black belt. All right, well, we knew. I held out just a little bit of hope. I don't know why, but I did. Good job, 2K. Maybe sometime between now and June you can fix this.
Introducing the challenger from Huntington Beach.
2 years wasn't enough. You need a little more time. I got it. You did a great job of testing the game, by the way. There are several of us, 2K, just so you know. We will do it for you next time. Hell, you don't even have to pay me. I'll do it for free just to get a better game. But get some of us in there that are actually going to do created content, that are going to put a bunch of images on and test it the right way. You guys, I think, are only testing this game with the core base elements of the game. The roster that it comes with, the rings that it comes with. That's not really testing the game. And it's hard for me to believe you tested it any other way when the belts still don't show up. People still have crash issues. You weren't able to put 35 images so far as renders on wrestlers. I mean, testing means you're going to go full mode, man. That's 1,000 logos. That's 100 cause. You're going to do a universe, full-on universe, 30, 40 people. If you're not going to do all that, then you're not testing the game, and it's not fair to the community. One guy, welcome aboard. And you got to be on digital display. Look at you, and you even saw yourself. That's cool. If that was JoJo from the back, I wouldn't mind, says Johnny. You know what, Call? I disagree, though. I think Thunderdome should have been and is in the game, and that's good. It's an option. Because they did go a whole year with that feature. I mean, if it's going to be realistic, there are people going to want that feature. A lot of people do want it. And once in a blue moon, I suppose. But am I going to want it regularly? No. To me, I want that about as often as I wanted the big-headed characters, which they didn't put in this year's game, thankfully. I thought that was the dumbest thing to begin with. The Black Belt of Doom. All right, so Steven, I've had no problem with cutscenes. So you have to make sure you have them obviously set up for... we'll just go ahead and continue wherever. I don't know where I was at, but we'll find out together. You got to make sure rivalries are set, number one. Length and type of rivalry, so far as how intense it is, will have an effect on that. So we bounce over here, go to our rivalries page. Well, I don't think I've done anything for that yet. And this looks like it's blanked them all out. Thank you for that. Oh, you know what? I might not have done anything on this one yet. That was my other two that I did. Let me, because this is still a work in progress. And we got to take a look at this Ricky starts, too. Like I said, this Ricky looks a little wonky, and I did fix him up a bit to the point where I kind of like him. But I have to take a look at this other one that I just downloaded to see if I think it's better or not. But if nothing else, I'll at least have a second attire that I can grab. But anything that has rivalry on it, plus you can set up your own. So let's go back to Universe again. This time we're going to load in. And we'll go to the current day roster. By the way, I've given it some thought. And I'm probably done with 2K20. I was going to do a little run with Wrestlemania for it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do Wrestlemania here for the League of Legends, and then I'm going to do Wrestlemania on day 2 will be for the current day roster. And that's going to be as much time as I'm going to have. And 2K20 just wasn't a good enough game to continue it on. I think it's all right to let it run into the sunset. So hopefully nobody will have an issue with that. I don't think so. It wasn't that great. All right, let's go into the current day roster, and I can show you a couple things that are working fine for me. Steven, there's no question to be had. They've already announced that they are continuing the relationship with 2K. So EA is not a player. Juan Cordero, hello. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Come on in, grab a chair. If you're over 18 or over 21, grab a beer. If not, I'll have one for you. Johnny, it's the same answer I give everybody that asks me that question. It depends what you want to do with the game. So if you're like me and you really just want to play in the universe mode 90% of the time, it ain't there yet. It's better than it was. But the big thing is, if you're going to be looking to download, let's say, an AEW roster, then you're not going to be able to get an exact AEW belt. It's basically going to be using AEW images and putting them on top of the blank plates. That's the only way you can get it to show up where it's not the black belt of doom. So is it an exact replica? No, but it's not bad. I mean, it's tolerable. Should it be tolerable, or should they fix the damn problem? They should have fixed it already with this patch. And I'll be sending a clip of this video back and posting it on their page for them to ignore further. Jamon, it goes well for me. I hope it goes well for you as well. Thanks for being here, man. Everybody take a quick moment, if you would, and click that like button. Give it a Superman punch for me. And also follow me on Twitter, because I'm starting to put a lot more stuff up on Twitter just to keep everybody in the room. So, again, back to what we were asked. Rivalry match is all set up here, so something is going to happen here. And it does that. They say that they're doing more. Well, we got a title match. No kidding. Was this a pay-per-view? Oh, this is Fastlane, isn't it? Ah, that's why. So I can guarantee you it's definitely going to do something here. How many matches we got? 1, 2, 3. We ain't got time for that. Ooh, look at that main event. Holy cow. Ooh, that's not a bad match either. I didn't book any of this, but I might keep it. Look out. Ooh, we got us a card. That's the first. No belts on the line. What's up with that? Yeah, I could go for that. This is a decent card. Holy cow. I don't have time, though, man. It's what? 9 matches. Shit. That's WrestleMania right there. I meant to bring that number down, too. I guess I didn't do it. I mean, I could spam that one through and take that one off if I had to. Or this one, actually. I could cut 3 of these matches out. I'll stick with that card, though. I'm planning on doing this one probably tomorrow. Original plan was today, but I got crap sleep yesterday, and I just didn't think I'd have the voice for it today. Michael Hill in the house. Yo! Everything's good. You're here, man. How can it not be good? All right, back to where I was. All right, so we've now established that the titles are still worthless if you're downloading them without plates. And then, why do I keep skipping what I'm looking for? So we're going to go here and delete it, because can't do nothing with it. Like I said, I don't know what it's going to take. I mean, if 2K can't fix that problem, that's pretty bad. Because I feel I know what the issue is, because what you do is, if you've never done the creation of a belt before, is you hide the plates, and then you go to the belt itself, and you put your custom plate images directly on the leather, and then you add some of that embossment to make it kind of look 3D. And you make sure you put it down as a material that's going to have a nice reflective shine, and you get a pretty good-looking belt. And it's worked all the way up to this year. Now, what I'm doing here with mine, where you see the metal plates on the background and black them out, that's the old trick that we did, God, I don't even remember, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Because back then you couldn't hide the plates. It wasn't an option. So what I think is, in my novice technical world, I think what's happening here is that when you hide the plates, it's hiding everything that's on the leather. So when you go to put your images on, it's hiding them as well. Shouldn't be a hard fix, and I'm shocked that it's not part of this patch. Then who knows? Maybe tomorrow there'll be 1.08 and it's got it taken care of. Maybe they need another day or two. Doubt it's going to happen that quick. If it's not part of the next patch, then I don't know what the hell they're waiting on. Because at this point in time, today's patch did a lot of work on the online play mode, which I don't do any of that. I don't do the faction mode. I don't do the head-to-head mode. Don't give a rat's ass about it. I'm all about universe, and that's it. Wrestling purists. The slap heard round the world. Well, you know what happened with that. You know, Will Smith starts walking up to Chris Rock, and Chris Rock's looking at him. He's like, I can't figure out why he's coming up here. And then it hit him. Boom. Bazinga. The custom portraits, my understanding, True Dad, is that now you can... I've heard a bunch of different stories, but apparently now you can go over 35 without a crash in your game. I don't use them at all because it still takes away slots from my 1,000, and I'd rather keep that. So I don't know firsthand. I only know what I've read and or heard. So it sounds like they've addressed that part. I also heard that you're only allowed somewhere like 35 or 60. Like it won't crash the game, but it won't let you put more than that. So you can make 100 CAWs, but you can only put 35 renders. I'm guessing Scott Steiner's doing the math for 2K now. Because what? I mean, if you have 1,000 slots available and you haven't filled them, if you have 100 slots available, then my math says 100 plus 100 equals 200, and that makes everything even. You got to subtract 100, then carry the 1, and you know. But at the end of the day, it'll be all even. Yeah, look, I mean, if we're going to compare slaps, I'd say Dr. D's was a little bit more effective because he dropped Stossel like a rock. That boy went down for the count. And I'll tell you what, Chris Rock got shook, but he stood it. And it was a good hit. It was a good hit. And he wasn't expecting it, I don't think, any more than Stossel really was. I don't think Stossel thought he was going to get hit. But he probably thought the guy was going to try and scare him and make him flinch, but I don't think he expected to get whacked the way he did. Not only that, but he took a 1-2 punch. So I was actually contemplating booking them for my WrestleMania card. I had a whole storyline in mind where I was going to have The Rock come out and cut a promo because he was there about how, you know, these are a couple of guys from my new world of Hollywood and they got a beef to settle, so they agreed not to go through the legal system, and I told them I knew the right place for them to settle their differences right here on the greatest stage of them all, WrestleMania. So that was the game plan, and then I thought about it some more, and I'm like, I got enough real matches to put in there. I ain't gonna waste my time with these two yahoos. I just love the fact, though, that you can pull this shit on live worldwide television and still be sitting in your seat and 30 minutes later getting an award. And you see him get up there all crying and all that. I'm like, you idiots, he's a fucking actor. All of that shit is an act. I was fighting for my family like I was fighting for the Serena Williams family when I was playing the role. And oh my God, you're going to try and turn this into your role. No, you was an asshole. Now, did Chris Rock, was he right to say what he said? No. I don't know that Chris Rock for a fact knew that Jada had a health issue. I didn't know she had a health issue. I'm not a fan of hers. I don't follow her life. I don't know. Now, she was very open about it, apparently, so a lot of people knew. But I personally didn't know. As soon as I heard about that, it changed my overall opinion of what happened. Because now you're making fun of a physical condition, and when it comes to women and their hair, let's be honest now. Anyone who's married, girlfriend, been in a relationship, you know. Girls don't mess with their hair. It's something they're touchy about. So now you got a condition where all of a sudden somebody can't grow their hair, has to buzz it down. Most people do it. Chris Rock may or may not have. Also factor in a few years earlier, he hosted the same show, took a shot at her in her absence, which was a good shot, by the way. If you hadn't heard it, it was funny as hell. Chris is a funny guy. He come out there saying, Jada Pinkett is coming out and she is going to boycott the Oscars this year. That's kind of like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Because neither was Jada. It's like she wasn't up for nothing. It's like, you're boycotting what, bitch? You ain't. So he did that in her absence, and apparently that didn't sit well. Well, you fast forward to this year, and here she is with that buzz-down hairdo. And he's looking at her and said, love you. Can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. And it was a joke, okay? I get it. It was a joke. But if you're making a joke at somebody's physical expense because of a disease or an ailment, yeah, I mean, that'd be like a one-legged actor and saying, I can't wait to see you in Hop Along Cassidy. There's certain things you shouldn't probably do. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt until I hear otherwise, that he didn't realize it was a medical condition. He's living in Hollywood. He's in the bubble. It's a stretch to think he didn't know. But maybe he didn't know. If he didn't, it's an honest mistake. There are women that wear their hair that way. Some of them in solidarity with people that have had cancer or dealing with cancer. One of the girls that I coached for years, she buzzed her hair down because her mom was dealing with cancer. So that happens a lot where it's just a statement. But if he knew, shouldn't have done that. That's a little, you know. I know a little about comedy, and I know that you push envelopes, and I know you kind of, you know, the rule in comedy is if it's something you think, oh, man, I might get in trouble for this, say it. That's the rule. But then you got, you know, you fucked up. Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. I think Will Smith handled things really poorly. Roger Pace, hello to you as well. Glad to have you here, buddy. So, yeah, I think we haven't heard the end of it in many ways. I mean, Will Smith now realizes they might be having to take away his toy. Has he not won a Best Actor award before? I feel like he has. He had that True to Life story movie that he did with his son when his son was like, what, 8, 9 years old or whatever it was. I thought he won a Best Actor for that. The devil will come from you when you're about to reach your highest goals. There's some truth in that, but I don't know if the devil made him do it. The best part about that whole thing, I don't know about the best part, but the most real part of that whole thing is Chris Rock cuts the joke. The crowd, and boy, you watched the video, and I wish they would have just kept that one camera on Will and Jada a little longer. Give me 4 more seconds. They pulled away at the right moment to miss the real story. He cuts the joke. The crowd is kind of like, most of them get it. Most of them understand she's got a medical condition, so there's like that nervous laughter, like, I don't know if we should be laughing at this. Jada's face already like, I love you, Jada. And you can already see she's cringing. She's like, what's this motherfucker going to say? And then he says it, and man, the look on Jada's face said, I don't like this at all. Well, you look right over to her side, and there's her husband laughing his ass off, and that's where the camera cuts. I damn well been looking everywhere to find another camera angle, because I guarantee you his laughing ass turned and looked over to her with that look on her face, and she's like, is that shit funny to you, motherfucker? And all of a sudden, he went into Will mode, and it's like, no, that's not funny. Why was I laughing? I'm going to go kick that boy's ass. And that's how it played out. It was funny until it wasn't funny. Until he realized he had to go home with her and eventually go to sleep. Bitches be crazy sometimes. You don't know. Apparently, I've never followed their life. I could care less about them. But apparently, it's pretty well documented that they've had some struggles. Big surprise. Wait a minute. Chris Rock fought against The Rock like Dwayne Johnson in celebrity boxing? The only way he won that is if Dwayne laid down for him. There is no way in the world Chris Rock is beating Dwayne Johnson in a boxing match. No way. If Dwayne had one arm tied behind his back, he would still kick his ass. Roger, honestly, I don't believe it for a second. I've seen the slap too. There was impact made for sure. I mean, could they have worked it? Possibly. But think about it this way. If it was for ratings, did it work? No. It's a lot of negative backlash. And here's the other reason that I and a lot of other people believe it was legit. If that was the spot, if that was what they were trying to do to pop ratings, he goes back to his chair. He drops 2 F-bombs that can't be aired, so most of the audio of that entire event, I think they barely got out on U.S. television, where he said, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of him. I think they barely got that blocked. Maybe he got those words out, but it got blocked from that point on. You have to go to the European stream of the event to actually get the whole context and all the words and dialogue. And the fact that he dropped not 1, but 2 F-bombs after the fact. And, again, I remind myself, he's a professional actor for many years, but he looked legitimately pissed, and I swear to God, there's no way they could have. I don't think Jada would have been in on that. I don't think she would have allowed that joke to be told at her expense. She certainly didn't look happy when the joke was told. He's laughing like a fool, then turns around, sees that look on her face, and realizes, I done fucked up. And now has to go and make up for it and act like he's pissed. So I'm going to buy, again, the sound was there, the impact on his face. You can see the ripple effect when he first got struck. It wasn't a clean shot, but it's an open hand slap at the same time, and it was a pretty good one. I mean, you watch these slap championships, I mean, these guys whack the crap out of each other. And it had that same effect. You saw him stagger for a half second, and it looked legit. And he didn't hit him hard enough to do permanent damage or real damage, because he has a size and weight advantage. He could have knocked him the fuck out if he wanted to. It looked to me like Chris almost led with his chin at one point, which is why I think a lot of people felt like this might have been somewhat staged. But I think the fact that, again, you return to your seats, and then when they go to commercial, there's another camera shot that shows what happened during commercial break. And you've got the Denzel and whoever else pulling Chris aside. Not Chris, sorry. Will aside and trying to calm him down and stuff like that. Well, that's on a commercial break. Why would you be doing that if no one's seeing it? Unless it's real. And I love the fact that nobody went to Chris's aid, by the way. Hey, brother, you okay, man? It's a comedian. He's doing jokes. That's what happens. If you go to an award show, I can tell you right now, Ricky Gervais was watching that shit somewhere going, well, glad I'm not doing it this year. The fact that he's never been swung on by anybody and he tears them apart. Dwayne would dog Chris Rock, no doubt about it. Welcome aboard, Boza. Thank you for being here. All right, well, we can continue the conversation while we're doing that. Why don't we queue up a match or something here and have something else going on? Let's go with Old School Ray and AJ. How's that? Is that a good match? I think that's a damn good match. We'll sim that one through, and we can continue the conversation. Who do you think won? Who do you think lost? I think it was a sucker punch or sucker slap, as the case may be. But I do think it was legit. There's just too much happened in that for me to think that was a work. You're working yourself into a shoot, brother. Yeah, D-Train, I was going to book it. I really gave it some thought. And I was just like, nah, no. It seemed like it was just too low-lying fruit.
Is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from
All right, what do you guys think? Should I put it in for our WrestleMania card? I'll let you decide.
75 pounds, Rey Mysterio Jr.
I'll post a whatchamacallit here on YouTube, and you can put a poll up, and then you guys can weigh in on whether you think that would be a good match for me to add this weekend.
And his opponent from Gainesville, Georgia.
All right. The poll is up.
18 pounds.
Let the voting begin. If you want to see Chris Rock against Will Smith at Mania, go ahead over to the poll in our community tab here on the channel. And cast your vote. You don't have to do it right now. We can do it anytime throughout the day. I'll let it run for 24 hours. How's that? So tomorrow evening around this time, whatever the count says, we'll go with. Roger, the new patch apparently addresses some issues that we're having for online players. I don't play online, so I can't tell you anything about that. It does not fix the belt issue. The anonymous Raw GM in the background there. I love it. Doesn't address the belt issue, which was my biggest thing that I was hoping to see, and it's not happened. So from that aspect, it hasn't done anything for me. Also, I guess there was an issue for people where they were only getting maximum of like 35 renders, and then after that it would crash, and it seems that that has been addressed from what they say, but I don't use renders, so I don't know firsthand for sure. AJ's hitting with everything early on. I thought Ray would be the faster. Eric, that's exactly where I'm coming from. I think Will Smith was going to laugh it off because he knew it was going to be his night. And then he looked over his shoulder at somebody who was not laughing at all. I'll tell you what, the look on Jada's face was pure venom. Yeah, D-Train. My God, when are we going to get special guest referees back in this freaking game? I can't believe that didn't come in this year. I thought that was an easy one. The fact that we can't get stuff back that we had 7 years ago. Create a story mode. I mean, you have the cutscenes, which I think I've mentioned this in the past, but you can't use them in this game. Is he bleeding? Did he already bust AJ up? Damn. Or is that just hair in his face? Hold on a minute. Let me get a look at AJ. I think he's been busted open already. That's the other thing, too. You set blood to on. It's a little too easy, and it's too much. It's like every match you got people bleeding. AJ going all the way up top. Frog splash. Stealing from Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, I would. Dark Light, I wouldn't have got that meme at all because, again, I don't know nothing about these two. I know, obviously, they've been married a long time. If Will Smith walked in a room, I'd recognize him. But Jada, up until a couple nights ago, I wouldn't have recognized her because I hadn't seen her in so long, didn't know about her. I do know that they were kind of out there with raising their kid, letting him live on his own at 16 with his money. By the way, his son tweeted right after that, "That's how we roll." Hey, look, somebody saying it, taking a shot at your mom like that, I get it. Ooh, the Pele. And that connected. What's AJ got in mind? What's he going to do? You can't add whatever cutscene you want. I mean, that would be nice. That's what I would like, too, because then you can actually book. I mean, if you're not going to give me create a story mode, then give me universe where I can book which one, because there is a lot of repetition. And that would be huge right there. Give me guest referee and let me book which cutscenes. You're right. That would be a rock solid universe mode right there if that happens. I just don't think they understand their own audience, because the majority of people, I believe, play universe mode. They don't play online. Oh, Ray pulls out the win. I think the majority of people prefer universe over online. I'm not saying they don't play online, but I don't think that's a preference. My rise, once you've done it, you've done it. So the big replay value is universe mode. So why would you not focus on that first? And then GM mode has been pretty much a failure in most people's minds because there's so little you can do with it. I love seeing the anonymous Raw GM podium sitting out there. You still can, Dark Light. You can set the rivalry. That's not the issue. What you can't set is how it plays out. So you could have two rivalries in a row where, let's say, two people get ready, the bell rings, and all of a sudden, right before the bell rings, here comes the rival that's in the rivalry, and they come down to the ring to sit ringside. And next thing you know, the next match does the same thing. Well, you know, in real wrestling, they don't book the same spot twice, especially on the same night. But in this game, it happens a lot. So it would be cool if we could determine which cutscene's going to happen. Give creators something, because there's a lot of guys doing what I'm doing. I'm not the only one. I might be doing the voiceovers and stuff like that. But so far as people creating their own universe, whether it's through actual living and or past tense wrestlers, or whether it's original creations, they're trying to tell stories. And when you take away promos and you take away the ability to control the sandbox, it's not the same game anymore. It's not as good a game as it should be, that it could be, that it has been in the past. So I guess in short form, fix your shit. Listen to the people. Eddie Guerrero, 97 against 2005. Sure, why not? I'm going to go on a limb here and say that Eddie's going to win. There's 97. I'll presume that's 05. And SmackDown. I aim to please. Look at the side-by-side in the photos, and all those years later, Eddie still looked damn good. He didn't change a whole lot. In Laredo, Texas, how perfect is that? Low Rider.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making
One
his way to the
fall.
ring from El Paso, Texas. Weighing in at 205 pounds, Eddie Guerrero.
You're in Italy. No kidding. Hey, check this out. Wrestling purist over in Italy. Well, I'm Italian too, by the way. My mom's side of the family, which is the only side of the family that I personally recognize, because that's the side that we always interacted with. So I love me all things Italian, especially the food. We got the best food, just gonna say it. My girlfriend's Polish, and I gotta admit, some of this Polish food has got me, I'm not gonna say it's gonna take the place of Italian food, but I like it a lot. We just made from scratch a few days ago some pierogies, and let me tell you what, them were good. It's a lot of work to make a pierogi. Very similar to making ravioli. She won't let me put tomato sauce on it, though. You're not going to put tomato sauce on my pierogies. Yeah, I was just telling her the story today. When I was a kid, like 5 years old, and you'll probably get this, purist, my grandmother would I'd be over with my grandmother. She'd be watching me, let's say, and I'm over at my great-grandparents' house. And she'd go to my great-grandmother and says, hey, watch this, watch this. And she'd say in Italian to me, hey, Billy, you want a gabagool? And I was a little kid. All I knew is if I stuck my ass out, I got to laugh. Those of you who don't speak Italian, a gabagool is a kick in the ass. So she was asking me if I'd like one, so I'd stick my ass out there. Manja, manja. Oh, I'm having flashbacks. You know the thing I tell my girlfriend all the time? Back when I was a kid growing up, when we had Christmas and Thanksgiving, it was the whole family, and that was a lot of family, man. We'd have at my grandmother's house usually, and 30 people, maybe more. And they had a upstairs and a basement. This is back in New York in the time. And the basement had a pool table, and we'd put a plywood over the top of the pool table, and that's where all the damn food would go. And then you go down there and you put your plates together, and then anywhere in the house is where eating was taking place because you couldn't fit them all in the kitchen. So some people were in the kitchen, some people in the living room, some people downstairs in the basement because there was couches and paneling and all that kind of stuff there. Had I known, you take things for granted when you're a kid because you don't know any better. My great-grandparents were making pizza from scratch. And I wish to this day I could just go back in time for any one of those events to eat that again because I didn't realize how good I had it. There ain't nothing like homemade Italian food by people that really came from the country that know what they're doing. And my answer for homemade spaghetti is to get it out of the box, put it in the pot, and then add the spaghetti sauce. So I'm guaranteeing yours was better than mine. Now, Paisan, who knew? My great-grandfather, if we're telling a story here, my great-grandfather technically was the first person to get me into wrestling. I just didn't really know it. Because, again, I was really young. I was like 4 or 5 years old. And I'd be in that same kitchen in my great-grandmother's house with my great-grandmother and grandmother, and he'd be around the corner in the living room watching wrestling. This got to go back to when Haystacks Calhoun was a big deal, right? And all I would hear every once in a while from the living room, the dirty son of a bitch, the dirty bastard, he's a cheater, the dirty bastard. Because somebody was pulling out a foreign object and the referee didn't see it, or he'd be choking him out, or whatever the deal was. But man, it was real to him, damn it. Eddie just dropped Eddie on the guardrail. By the way, I'm going to pick the latter Eddie for the win. I'm going to go with the experience overcoming the youth. Purist, I'm going to presume you heard the long-running joke about the Italian who took a trip to New York City. Does he get him? Does he get him? Ooh, 3 amigos, not enough. The story goes that an Italian guy goes to visit New York City. And I'm going to probably butcher it if I can't remember how it kicks off. Once I get kicked off, I'll be all right. He gets there a little bit early. Gets to the room. It's not quite ready, but he leaves his stuff in there. And goes down to the restaurant to eat. I might start butchering. I'm going to do my best on this. Goes down to the restaurant to get a bite to eat. Sits down at the table. Now, this is the guy now telling of his experience back to his friends back home. So he's telling this story. So now I'm going to switch gears here. So yeah, so I go to New York. I want to have a nice time. I go to the hotel. I put my stuff away. I go down to the restaurant. I want to have something to eat. So I sit down at the table. And the waiter come over to me. Would you like to eat? I ordered some eggs and 2 pieces of toast. And he said, oh, very good, very good. So I look at the man, and I realize on the table I have a spoon, I have a knife, I have a napkin. What I don't have, I have no fork. There's no fork. So the waiter come over, I say, excuse me, I want a fork. The waiter look at me and say, everybody want a fork. No, you don't understand. I want a fork on the table. He look at me and says, you better not fork on the table, you son of a bitch. I'll kick you out. He called me son of a bitch. So I leave. I go back upstairs to my room, get ready to go to bed, pull back at the bed spread. No shit. No shit on the bed. I call down to the front. I said, hey, I want a sheet. The man says, use the bathroom. I said, no. I want to shit on the bed. You better not shit on the bed, you son of a bitch. 2 people call me son of a bitch. I said, fuck this, I'm leaving. I go down to the front of the desk. I said, I'm going to check out. The man looked at me. He was okay, peace to you. I said, no, peace on you. I'm going back to Italy. And that's the joke. Which, believe me, I heard my great-grandfather through that whole joke the first time I heard it. Hey, it got some likes, so there we go. Comedy time. See, I know comedy. I used to do it many years ago. I just wasn't going to say something was going to get my ass kicked. I wasn't getting paid Chris Rock money. I'll take a punch for Chris Rock money. But not for open mic night money. Eddie Sr. on the top rope. Oh, yeah, chicken. I love young Eddie's hair and how it moves in this game. That one they got right. They shouldn't have done it with flares. You think you get it now? Well, there you go. Damn, Eddie and Eddie are going the distance in this one. When you talk about 2 evenly matched competitors, this is about as evenly matched as it's going to get. It really comes down to just experience. Frog splash connects. That's got to be it. 1, 2. Wow, youth wins out over experience. Some high impact moments in this one for sure. Michael, I think we'd lose a lot of people if I did that on a regular.
Here is your winner, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero does a good job. Do a good job. That's why when Santino was off and doing his thing, I could totally relate to that act. And he was friggin' brilliant, man. That character, the comedy. I'll never forget when Austin had the DVD out for The Condemned, which was a good movie, by the way. And Santino started ripping the movie during one of his little promo spots in the ring. And Austin came out because he didn't like what he was saying about it so much. And I said, I think that's actually one of the best damn movies come down the pike in a long time, if you ask me for my opinion. And he looks at me and says, I said that movie. I watched that movie, The Condemned. That's the 90 minutes of my life I cannot get back. Yeah, he kills me, man. He's funny. Funny. Viva la raza, Holmes. Once again, everyone just joining the stream, we've been testing out a couple of things that aren't mentioned in the patch notes because the stuff that's in the patch notes, which we can pull that up again because I know we got some late joiners here that may not have seen them. There's not a lot in the patch notes. That's what they're fixing right now, which ain't a whole lot, and it's all really generated towards, for the most part, online play. I love when it says improves a reported concern. It doesn't fix it. Everything improves. They haven't fixed a damn thing. I got a lot of games in my library and that I've had patches on, and they always say fixes this bug, fixes that. Theirs only improves. A reported concern. Yeah, reported by how many thousands of people? So just say it improves something we didn't do right. It's not a reported concern. It's a fact that y'all didn't do your shit. So anyway, those are the patch notes. They don't do anything for me personally because I don't play online. And I don't do any of the renders for my characters, therefore it doesn't do anything else. Speaking of renders, let's go ahead and take a look at this Ricky Starks I just downloaded a little while ago and see if he's a keeper or not. Oh, I forgot all about that. Remind me about what was it we were looking to do? Ali against, didn't matter who? I'll do that one real quick here and check it out. For those of you that weren't here earlier on the stream, JDN was talking about a no option to reverse a finisher by Ali. Why are they... Oh, because this one has his name all together. I gotta fix that too then. Looking at this face right now, thumbnails can be misleading now. The face doesn't look so good, but we'll see. Yeah, it's close. It's real close. And honestly, part of it's a no. I mean, I could... Well, let me tweak this just out of fun. Ricky's got a really sharp nose feature there. And that's a little bit more accurate to the way it looks, I would say. It's a little bit of tweaking, but it's not that bad, really. And like I said, I was doing these creation things for a long time. And this is kind of like just molding clay. And I did a lot of art back in high school, so it was one of my better subjects. Again, anything creative I was into. Anything with, like, you know, a ton of... I did already, I guess, other stuff too. I just didn't like it as much. There's something still not working for me with the eyes, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. But I think that looks better than it did. But still probably not enough for me to keep that over the one I got. Because one I got looks a little, almost a little weird, but in the right way. Infrared, how you doing? That's a promising thought. NBA has never been fully fixed since Iverson was on the cover. Iverson might have been the thing that crashed it. I'm doing good, buddy. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate it. A bald Frank Kazarian. There's an idea. I don't know. I think it looks better. Still, again, not going to... Something with the eyes. I'd have to actually pull up some reference. And you can see the eye, the lazy eye effect over here, because the face scan they used still had the eyeballs in it. So you got to either make them all white or blank them out altogether. But if you leave them in, then you get that Google eye thing going on, which is annoying as hell. I don't know. Could it be maybe a hair thing? Would help it out a little bit. Let me see something here. Taking a look at our poll. Should I book Chris Rock versus Will Smith for Mania? 70% saying yes. That poll is going to remain up for 24 hours. You guys will determine. And right now, it looks like there's going to be some bitch slapping going on if that number holds. All right, let me get a look here. So part of it's the mouth, which I had a feeling that was bothering me. And maybe the hair as well a little bit. I don't know why I'm investing this much time. I think the rest of it looks pretty good, and that's why. And this might be salvageable, but then again, I can't re-upload it, which sucks. Okay, let's bounce over here. I wish these wrinkles actually showed up a lot better than they do. They're so subtle, even at 100%, that they don't really give the texture that a lot of times you're trying to get. This is the only thing that really is dramatic on them, where you actually have to fade it down a lot. Case in point. All right, let's just work the chin here real quick. All right, let's see what this looks like. Based on the reference material I'm looking at. The polling's changed just a little bit. We're now at 64% saying yes. Check out our community tab where we have the poll up. Should I book Chris Rock versus Will Smith for Mania? It'll be up for 24 hours, and then we will go with whatever it says. Michael Hill, I am sorry, man. I know it's been frustrating for all of us one way or another. Where are you having your crashes? What do you think they're coming from? Or do you know where they're coming from? I know there is a hair in here that's probably better than the one that's on there now that might make the difference in this thing. The last thing I need to do to get the universe up and running where I can start using it in story mode is I've got to check all the movesets and make sure that they've been done. And I know several have not yet, so then I got to hope somebody has the movesets already posted to save the time. And I'll probably end up doing 2 or 3 of them myself at the end of the day, which that's not such a bad number. This might be the one I was thinking. Let me get a look-see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one I've used in the past. I'll take a look at a couple of others here, but I'm pretty sure that's the one that I went with last year, and I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good fit. Better than that. You got to make sure it frames the face properly, that it shapes the head properly. Hold on a minute. It's a close call between this one and the one I had a second ago. But I still think this one's a better fit. Something just ain't quite right for me. Let me go ahead and take a look at the other one real quick, though, in comparison. We'll go ahead and save that one, but I don't think I'm going to keep it. Yeah, I'm not having any crashing issues out of just the fact that once in a while a game crashes. Simply, yes, the belts are still an issue. They did not fix that at all, which is one of the big things I was hoping for, but wasn't meant to be. Now, my other ones are working fine if it's all on a plate. So wherever I've used plates, it works fine. Yeah, Johnny Tiger, welcome aboard, by the way. And there's a lot about the game to like. It looks amazing. Okay, they got the best looking game that we've ever had. But for people like me that rely on universe mode, it's just been a real disappointment on the fact that so many things still aren't working right. The fact that they took the promos out. I mean, I get they weren't really good before, but that doesn't mean you just give it all up. You fix it, you tweak it, try something even a little different would have been appreciated. Well, they're not going to put in the old Titantrons for guys that are not on the roster anymore. They're never going to do that. Because they have to pay, even though it's WWE's product, they have to pay for those royalties. The people that wrote that stuff, they get paid for it. The people that cut the videos, they get paid for it. They're not going to spend money on content they have to pay royalties on for guys that aren't in the game. It's not going to happen. As it is, how many are on the roster that aren't in the game that they're paying for? Infrared, if you're having no issue with the black belts on a title that doesn't have images painted over the plates, then you're the only one I've talked to. Good for you. I don't know how that happened. Wish we could figure it out. I know a lot of people would be interested to get the answer to that question. Once again, for those of you just joining the stream, welcome aboard. Do me a big favor, take a quick second and click that like button down below. It does help us get to the algorithm and does help us get out in front of more people that would also enjoy perhaps this content that we're doing here today. And that reminds me of something else. And by me not looking already, might have missed the boat on that, but let me check. Let me check. I was super stoked yesterday when I looked at something here. As I open up another tab. Drum roll, please. Ooh, we're getting close. We are currently and this has been amazing. In the last 30 days, we have picked up 177 new subscribers. To all of you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It has been a great run. I'll say this for 2K22, it's done wonders for my ratings. Even when it ain't working the way it's supposed to. But we are at 1937. We are 53 away from 2,000, which is the goal. And I have all the confidence in the world now that we're going to hit it this weekend for WrestleMania. And I can't thank you guys enough. We're going to do, well, that's probably going to be the big celebration, is going to be 2 days of Mega Stream Mania matches. And nothing would be make me happier than to get that 2,000 during one of the streams. So I will, if we haven't already hit it by then, which the way numbers are going, it might happen before. But if we haven't already hit 2,000 come Saturday, I'll keep it up and keep an eye on it. And we'll do something. I'll have to start thinking about this. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. It's a milestone mark. Somebody, a big YouTuber, once said that getting that first 1,000 is the trick, and once you get that, it kind of snowballs. And it really didn't snowball. I couldn't quite figure it out. I got a lot of people that'll send me nice comments back saying you should have more subs than you do. You should have more comments on these things you do. And that's like, look, I do what I do. I enjoy it. It's, to me, a glorified hobby. Who didn't want, who's a wrestling fan didn't want to have their own promotion? Okay, I think we all probably did. And this game and the franchise has given me these opportunities to kind of book my own stuff, promote my own stuff the way I would want to do it. And you guys have been the audience. And like real wrestling, the wrestlers, you look at what COVID did for the program. It wasn't such a great event during COVID because there's no fans. And you need the fans' feedback. That's what they rely on, that energy that comes off of them. You look at that stream we did last week. I don't know where that came from. 4,000 people were watching the damn stream. We had 100 of them concurrent. And those are numbers that we hadn't seen here in the nation. So I was just blown away. I thought there was a typo. I thought something was wrong with it. I said, man, they're messing up the numbers here today, aren't they? And then I get off stream and I look and I was like, what? But that's why we did a 6-hour stream, because I just kept on getting this vibe and this feedback, and people were liking and people were commenting. And the more that you get that feedback, the more that you want to keep doing it. So in that aspect, it is very much like real wrestling, without the bumps, bruises, and bleeding. Ooh, in-game arenas. Now, that's interesting. No, I just used mine in an in-game arena, and it was black. Now, I also downloaded 2 belts that work. I think they work anyway. I guess I should test those out, but they're on plates, so there's no reason for me to think they won't work. But you know what? Let me check one thing, and then we're going to go do that. JDN, did you put up there? Let me go back here. I didn't forget you, JDN. I promise I didn't. The reason, JDN, I don't want to do renders is because it takes up slots from my images. So if I were to do 100 renders, then I'm giving up 100 slots for a costume and stuff like that, and I don't want to do that. Not to mention, it sounds like it's been giving everybody a lot of trouble. Now you start to see all these creations online, and they don't have the renderer attached, which you couldn't really attach it anyway, but you would end up downloading it and having a lot of those little ghost silhouettes instead of these thumbnails like we're seeing right now. All right, so you want me to do a match against Mustafa Ali and let him do his top rope signature or finisher and see if I can reverse it. So any match against Mustafa Ali. All right, I will do that for you in just a moment. So we got this Ricky over here. And they did use the other hairstyle on this one, which maybe is a better choice, but I don't think it'll make the difference, though. Personally, I'm liking this one better. Even though it's kind of goofy in some ways, I feel like it's goofy in the right ways. He made his eyes a bit bigger, maybe a little too big. There's just something about this one I like. Did a little bit more with the facial hair. Maybe that would help the other one out. I don't know. I don't know why I like this one better. But I do. What we will do is set up a second attire, however. So it's not completely lost. So we're going to go ahead and import custom attire, clothing parts. Oops, too far. And with original ring gear, there's that. I don't think there was any other designs that he put on there. I think it was all pretty much that. And then we can go ahead and copy that over for entrance attire, and then we can add a jacket or something later. I'll watch a more recent Ricky match. I haven't seen him in the last little bit. One thing about AEW, from a performer standpoint, look, these guys and girls want to be in the ring. They want to be performing. But at the same time, they got such a damn roster that you don't got to wrestle every week. So your body doesn't have to get beat up to hell. And when you do get out there in front of your fans, it does give them something like, hey, haven't seen you in a couple weeks. We've been happy and happy to see you. But on the flip side, you go to these live shows, whether it's Dynamite or Rampage or what have you, and you don't know that you're going to see your favorite or not because, there's weeks off in between. Now, if you're Dustin Rhodes, this is perfect for you because he can't wrestle every week. Yeah, I'm going to stick with this, Ricky. I don't know what it is, but I just like it. I can think of 100 reasons why I shouldn't like it so much, but I just like it. I'm going to go back to the other one and try one more thing and just see. We're going to switch the hairstyle over to this one. I'm going to put a little facial hair on him. All right, well, JDM, we're going to give it a shot here in a second, and we'll see. I mean, at least the prompt should come up. I'll tell you what I've been having trouble with, and I've heard other people having the same problem, and that's rebounding somebody off the ropes and trying to do a grapple. The timing seems to be really, depending, I guess, on what move you have as a grapple move. And by grapple, I'm referring to the X button on the PS4. I don't know which button it would be on the Xbox. Going to be very curious to see what Austin ends up doing with Owens, if he's going to actually end up in a more than a quick, boot to the midsection stunner moment, which it sounds like now they're planning on him doing a little more. He's been reportedly working on cardio, and I forgot to change the name again. Edit this. Going to do a tweak of his ears a little bit as well. That might be part of what my... Although he did a pretty good job on that. Horizontal, height, vertical placement, high and low, front and back. As I say, I think they should be further forward. So we'll go with that. Otherwise, I think they actually are in pretty good shape there. Boy, that lazy eye thing is just so distracting, though. All right, let's throw the hair on him and see if that makes the difference or not. No, not that one. Where'd it go? Here we go, I think. It's got a lot of other stuff about this that works for me. It's just something about the face that I can't quite get on board with. I think his eyes probably need to come forward a little bit more too. They're kind of set back a bit. Let me try. Oh, well, here's half the problem. I was just going to say, it looks way too narrow. You do want it a little bit more narrow, but at the same time, you also want it taller. Let's see, that might help it. Taking forever. There we go. I really wanted to like this. It's a good face scan, but it's missing something. And I can't put my finger on what it is. But at the end of the day, I just don't love it, so. All right, we're going to say goodbye to this Ricky. We're going to get into a Mustafa Ali match and see if we can reverse his top rope. JD, and it's some very interesting booking you got going on there. And that's definitely a way to make it manage or make the title matter is what I was trying to say. Michael, I actually showcased them yesterday in our Kosh Spotlight Edition 1. I don't recall who the creator was, but it's really good stuff. I did make one change to Cash's hair, and it's all there in the video from yesterday. So when you get a chance, not suggesting you leave right now, but when you get a chance, you can skip through the video and you'll find it. And if you see the change I made to the hair, you may like that as well. I think it makes it look a little bit better and a little bit more accurate. All right, let's get rid of the newest Ricky and make room for someone else. Some point in time, maybe later tonight, I'll go through and delete all these extra images that I got floating around from the several that I've deleted over the last couple days. If you are new to the channel, though, by all means, go ahead and click that sub button. Also want to click on the bell notification and follow me on Twitter because I'm using it a lot right now. I had Twitter in the past, didn't really see the value in it and didn't use it so much, but now I'm going a different direction with it, and I definitely do. And I just saw something pop up here, so let me take a quick look. What was that? Some interesting stuff here. Wow. All right, we got to take a look at something here. Okay, this one's going away, unfortunately. I tried everything I could think of, but it just... Even though the other one looks a little, almost a little goofy, but he does it in a way that it's almost like a caricature. All right, I know this is not our Kosh Spotlight show, but I just saw something. And we must check it out and also see what else this person has done. This is not something I would personally be wanting to download, but I can appreciate good work. Going to Denyes 11. And again, if you put a user or the creator name in, a lot of times it's not working. He's got Paul London as well, but look at this Shannon Moore. Wow. That looks pretty damn solid. I just saw a video on Element Games featuring him. And that is some really, really good work. Paul London. Not bad either. I'll give him an up. Definitely going to give that one. So if you're in the market for a Shannon Moore, there you have it. Denyes. Or Denny's 11. I'm going to say Denyes 11. In the interest of making sure we get it right. Okay, time. It's time. It's not quite Vader time yet. He's coming soon. It's Ali time. And I actually have to play this one. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And I'm going to... Who am I going to kick his ass with? Let me think. Let's pick a couple of random. 1, 2... No. I should actually have used him. I haven't used him yet to see how he plays. Yeah, what the hell? Big Boss Man. Mustafa's going to be serving hard times, baby. Where are we back? This way, Mustafa. Get ready to get the kicking of that ass. Here's Mustafa Ali. And we're going to be trying to reverse out of his top ropes.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from
Oh, JDN, there's a really good Curtis Axel. I've already downloaded it. Again, it's on some of my past videos. I don't remember who did it in particular, but be hard-pressed to miss it. I think Element Games featured that one too, or maybe Smack Talk, but he's got the B-Team t-shirt going on, and if you do a search for Curtis, you'll find him. I do like the fact that they took the Legends and gave them full Titantrons. Even though they're pretty generic, I don't mind that as much. Just seeing them use the entire screen instead of the way it was for the last few years. They tweaked his model a little bit. It's got some loose hairs kind of scruffing down the front there. It's a little detail, but it adds up when you've seen the same model for a couple of years in a row. I do detect a little bit of chest hair going on. Arm hair. So they've tweaked the model a little bit. That's cool. All right, Mustafa. Boy, did he advertise that one or what? Oop, missed it. Oh, over the top rope, and down he goes. Come on, boy. Get up here, boy. I'm going to bubba you. She missed. You limp dick. My favorite memory of the Boss Man was really when he was Bubba. And he had been around for several weeks, and you know he was Jim Cornette's bodyguard. Oh, missed the timing on that one. And Dusty and Magnum had come out while he was attacking, I think, the Rock and Roll Express, I'm not sure. And Dusty took that big old chair and busted it. It was one of those wooden chairs. Busted it over his head. Didn't even lose his hat. He stood there, took it. The chair went flying into pieces. It was gimmicked, of course. He basically straightened his hat up a little bit, took the chair off from around his hat, and Dusty just looked at Magnum like, what the hell just happened? So far as my favorite opponents for Bubba, and this is going to surprise a lot of people, and I tell you, go look for it if you can find it somewhere. He had a few good matches, but one in particular, and I'd seen him first off here in Orlando, he took on Sam Houston, and it was a great match. But they actually, and I think an episode of Prime Time Wrestling showed highlights from, I want to say it was the Boston Garden, where he and Houston wrestled in the Boston Garden. And it was such a good match. It really was. I can't get the freaking strong move to connect. All right, well, I got to let this guy do his thing. Well, I could have reversed that, but that's not a top rope, and I know that's what you're asking for. So I'll let him get a little power up here. So, oh, look at that. Intercepting my attempt at clotheslining him again. Nice little move right there. My only knock on the game is it moves a little too fast. I'd like to see him slow it down so it's not as arcadey as it is. Just let it breathe a little bit. I'm not saying, you know, slow it down to real moments. Yeah, there's a reversal off the top. So it might have something to do with the stamina that you got on your wrestler. It might have to do with where you are in the ring. I love that clothesline where he just keeps the arm up. Looks like the Russian sickle. Ooh, that's going to hurt. You had enough, boy. And that's all she wrote. I told you he was going to serve hard times. So, yes, it's reversible. It may just be a matter of where you're at. He's whispering in his ear right now. Don't try to get up. Don't try to get up. New Cade, huh? I'll take a look. Like I said, I always want to know when something really good has been dropped, so keep that stuff coming. Send it to me on Twitter. Post it in comments on any of the videos, because I try to look at all of them. Yeah, but that was his signature, wasn't it? When he came off the top rope there, that was his signature. Yeah, 19 had the pace down perfect. It really did. Totally agree with that. All right, let me get a look at what Cade's looking like here. She comes with a lot of logos. I'll be deleting for a while. I'm not a huge Cade Cargill fan, mostly because I think she's pushed way too fast. And I don't think she's that good. I think she's getting better all the time. Who wouldn't? But, yeah, I just think a little too much too soon. Unproven. Let's say Kate Jade Cargill. I don't know where it is. So here's the most recent. See if there's any. Oh, this doesn't look bad right here. All right, tell me which one you're talking about. I'm guessing it's this one with the white hair. How many pages? Only 3 pages. That's not so bad. Reverse Phoenix Splash, finisher, reverse 450. Well, I can go back and try one more time. We'll see what happens. This has got to be the one you're talking about, though, right? With the white hair by Wrestlemania. Both of these are by him. Updated with entrance. So let's take a look at updated with entrance. Does look good. Is this the one we're talking about, Jade? Jade. JDN. The most recent one. This one up here, the green one? That don't look so hot. Let me see, though. I mean, at least she hasn't got any textures. To me, the other one looks better. But again, that's a thumbnail. What do you know? Well, I haven't watched her, so I'm not even sure about her attire. Just let me know. Is it the one with the green hair or the one with the white hair? I know we're on a 20-second, and this has got the Glam Slam, which I think actually might be the move she uses. This one, yeah, because it's got a 2 plus the bicycle kick. This one just seems better. It's got 2 attires, looks pretty solid, has entrance, movesets, and all that stuff. And really went all out with the gear. So, I mean, honestly, if I was going to try another one, it would probably be this one. All right, JDN, it's been over 20 seconds. White hair or green? I'll give you another 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going with the white hair. Because from what I'm seeing, this one looks pretty damn solid. You went with the green, really? All right, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and download the green one, too, and just some of them are going to go away, and I'm going to just be deleting a lot. But now when we say green, up on the top, we got that one there, and you said the most recent. All right, I'm going to grab it. And that might be the most, and the good news is I can get a second attire out of one of the other ones. So I'll be able to do that at the very least. Although the other one already comes with 2 attires. But you're saying this is the most recent? Because, again, I haven't watched her in action. She doesn't do much for me right now, so I'm kind of like skipping through her matches for the most part. From a thumbnail perspective, this one looks phenomenal. This was not supposed to be a cost spotlight, but I'll always jump on the opportunity to get a good one. Superstars. Edit Custom. It really shouldn't be more than 20 seconds, to be honest with you, but it's possible. Now, you got to remember, while I'm doing this, I don't get to see comments all the time. I kind of browse over there once in a while, so don't judge it based on that. Sometimes it just takes me a little longer to look. D, E, F. And what just happened? Okay. So here's the green one. This one's definitely going to end up going. I can tell you that already. So we'll just go ahead and delete this one now. Ooh, shit. Hopefully it doesn't screw up my universe because she had a belt. Well, I guess we'll find out what happens when you delete a superstar who had a belt in the universe. What I'm happy about is you used to have to first go in and take the individual out of any, out of any universe setting. I deleted one, but it looks like both have gone. What the hell was that all about? Oh, wait. All right, Jade suddenly looks like El Mago Jr. Wow. There's a new one. All right, well, we'll address that separately. Let's take a look at this. Jade turned into El Mago Jr. She's wrestling like this. Yeah, the face does look good. You're right. Looks like she's about to explode out of her clothes. go to personal information. Got that. They actually changed out some signs. I like that. Stats. 88 is fair. It's more than she should be, but that's kind of the way they're booking her right now. Put her as a powerhouse. Yeah, okay, fine. I might prefer the other hairstyle that we saw in the other one. But let me go ahead and hold this for the moment. Thank you guys for the likes. I do appreciate it. We broke the 20. As long as we can consistently grow and get a little bit higher each time, it helps. So I appreciate it very much. If you haven't already hit a like button, go ahead and do it, man. Pile drive that bitch. Almost definitely I'm going to switch the hairstyle simply because she does have a very distinct face, and if they did a good face sculpt, which it looks like this one does, then you want to show that off. All right, let's go back to here. Let's see if Jade is still El Mago Jr. I've seen this game do some funky stuff, but that's a new one on me. Now, I recently backed up my game just in case something wonky was to happen. All right, well, she's back to being a ghost image, which is probably good. The silhouette. All right, good. Let's take a look-see here. Oh, that's a good face, too, man. Oh, wow, they went all out with this. Yeah, I'm feeling this one a little bit more. Let me get a look at the attires here. What's the second one all about? She got entrance stuff. She got the... That's interesting. Does she wear clothes that look metallic? Yeah, I feel like that's a really strong face. I mean, they've done a great job capturing this. For my money, and I might want to at least change one of these two hairstyle, or not styles, but colors. I'm almost thinking to myself, would I want to bring in like the green attire? And because you say that's the most recent. Let me see. I can always back out if I don't like it. Import parts. Not going to bring the hair, but we are going to bring the outfit. that changes anything, because you really can't see the brassiere. Geez, how many of these are there? Not sure where this is being used, to be honest with you. You know what? I'm going to remove it because that's something else I can delete. I don't see that doing anything personally. I don't know what that's for. But there's a whole bunch of them. I mean, it's the same one over and over again, but... Same thing with the brassiere. I don't know what the lot of... But that's not taking up any slots, so... Alright, let's go that route. To appearance. We'll keep the hair, but we will change the color. She reminds me of Dennis Rodman in some ways, not facially, but just with the changing hair colors constantly. Back in the day, the Worm did that all the time. Getting copy and paste. So I'll take your word for it that that's the most recent attire because I haven't seen her in a while. Definitely looks like something should be wearing. But man, that opens yourself up to a lot of wardrobe malfunction potential. All right, that's the one I'm going to go with. So it's a little bit of yours, a little bit of mine. Mine being the one that I kind of like. And I think it's the best of both worlds at the end of the day. And you're right about the fact that it's got minimal logos, which that is a good option to have for a lot of people. If you're maxing out your logo count, then you want to find, and I wish more people would do this when they create. Go ahead and do your full upload, but then think about people who don't have that space, and maybe you just put up a very neutral one that just has the basics, and then you can add the stuff to it that you want. So somebody might only have enough for like 5 slots, and maybe they'll just take some of the key elements and add it for texture and things like that. And while I have seen some people do it, not many. Infrared, liking the look. Thank you. The Zelina reference. So there you go. Yeah, you're totally right about that. It's art. So you could have somebody look at a painting and say, hey, man, I'll give you $1 million for it. And somebody else look at the same painting and say, I wouldn't put it up in my dog's house. It is all a matter of perspective. Beauty is in the eye. And again, yeah, the face is definitely more pronounced in the one that I'm going with. But when you remember, these characters are going to be in a wrestling ring, pixelated, and shot from a distance most of the match. You won't see them as up close as you do there. Then those bold features become more neutral but prominent. So you'll see more of it. At least that's the way I look at it. So I'm not necessarily looking at it as which one looks most realistic. I'm thinking of which one's going to show up best on camera. And I forgot to add, not to add, but to do her character pose and all that so that it shows up as something in the thumbnail. By the way, there's the Joe Hennig you were asking earlier. So there he is. Looks really, really good. Now, this attire is stuff that I've put on him, and they listed him as Curtis Axel. So he'll have the B-Team t-shirt. But I use him as Joe Hennig because I would be booking that son of a bitch. If I was Tony Khan, I'd be bringing him in, whether it was to ROH or AEW, don't matter to me. But I'd be bringing him in, and I'd be booking him hard. And like I said, the Jade that you were looking at does have a good face. But a lot of it's hid by the hair, and I just think you're not going to see it as well on camera. And both of them are good, so it doesn't make sense to hide them. And once again, looking at El Mago Jr. It's the first time I've seen the game do that. Must have something to do with the patch. All right, so I went here, but I forgot to do the magic touch, which is to add Sting. And then to remove Sting. And I thought, I guess we didn't do this. Let's see. Boom. Let's see if we can find another one here. Gives us some signage, and we should be good. Morrison does look really good. I think Goldberg looks solid. Austin looks real. I mean, a lot of them look really good. I don't know that I've picked a favorite. Usually in the past, I've had no problem doing that. I've narrowed it down to a couple, but this game's got a lot going for it when it comes to the scans and the models. Undertaker's got a bunch that are solid. Yeah, I told you. My plan today was I'm not doing a 2-hour stream. I'm not doing any stream today. I was just going to work on my roster. That was it. Off stream, I was going to post a couple things up in general, maybe on Twitter. I wasn't streaming today, but then all of a sudden they dropped a patch on me. So I had to see what it does. Unfortunately, none of it affects me. So Joe Hennig, again, I would work on him with his promos. I've said it before. I would have him look at a bunch of Shane Douglas tape from ECW. And if he could come across with that, then I think he just got a home run right there. And he's still got years left on him, especially now that he's been out of the business for a little bit and resting up. I think he would definitely be able to put a good 3 or 4 year run in. Oops. I think we're good. Did I delete the other one already? Man, I'm going to have a lot of logos to go through. Because that Jade that I got rid of, the first one I had, that had a lot of logos going on. It was busy. It was busy. There she goes. Back in business again. I did a little work on John Silver. There's no face scan on him, but it works okay because he really does have a pretty simplistic face. I put some aging on it, things like that, just to tweak it up a little bit, but I think he looks pretty good. Trying to see if there's anything else that I did. I did fix Mankind's face up quite a bit since I'll be using it for a little while. And again, this was yesterday's stream, I believe. And if anyone's not aware, you want to grab this particular Mankind because somehow or another it comes with Mankind's Titantrons and music. Not sure how they pulled it off, but it's up there. At least it was as of yesterday. Look at yesterday's video to find out which user, which creator put him up there, and it's one of the guys I've used. I just don't remember which one right now, but you'll find it. I do have new Young Bucks. I went with these guys. Nick's up here somewhere. Alphabetical dummy. There's Nick. And I did take, I think, the other attire from the ones that I got rid of as a second and an alternative. But these faces were much, much better. And as time goes by, that's what will happen. We'll start seeing the cream rise to the top. And that's what's happening now. All right. I'm a big fan of Bobby Roode. Robert Roode, you know what? I enjoyed when he first came to WWE, and again, let them find a way. You know, I'm reminded of Barack Obama once said of Joe Biden when he was vice president. He was saying it to one of his other people, not realizing there was a hot mic on. Never underestimate Joe's ability to fuck things up. And if we're not seeing that every day right now. Well, the same thing could be said about the WWE. Never underestimate their ability. They had Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, call him what you will. When he came out with the glorious song, with that entrance that was so over. And he can do it in the ring. And he can do it on the mic. And you buried him. It's like, what the actual fuck? This guy was killing it. The fans were singing along to his entrance. He was a cross between a Mr. Perfect and a little bit of Ric Flair with the flair and the style. The entrance, he was and still is. But, man, they just don't know how to use guys right. Morrison didn't get used right ever. He should have been the next Shawn Michaels. And they dropped that ball I don't know how many times. Does he cut great promos? He's better now than he was. But I just can't figure out for the life of me. Dolph Ziggler. I mean, let's look at a talent that should have been really crushing it all these years now. Dolph Ziggler, Morrison, Robert Roode. I mean, right there, you got three guys who should have been, the last 5 years, they should have been The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker. They should have been those guys that were always your main event or your second main event match. They should have been carrying your titles for you. These are guys that, I'm not knocking Roman. Roman's come a long way, and I always said from the beginning, the only way he gets over is as a heel, and they finally listen. Not that they listen to me, but they listen to the fans. Because they were booing him anyway. And, of course, Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. But Brock wasn't around for a long time. And Roman was not over for a long time. These three guys could have done so much more for the company instead of force-feeding us stuff we didn't want. And they didn't give them the chance. Shame on them. But same point in time, Dolph Ziggler, pay me, I'll lay down. Should Chris Rock face Will Smith at WrestleMania? 71% saying yes. Keep the votes going. We got a 24-hour window. Okay, boys and girls and children of all ages, I want to thank everyone for being here. Like I said, this was not a planned event for me whatsoever. But anytime I see that there is a new patch, I'm going to jump on and we're going to see what we can find out together about it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will catch up with you real soon. Meantime, from ringside, Vince McSham saying so long, everybody.